TK, I'm not going to remind you of your prediction or ours either. What a knock from Ishan Kishan.
You know, a lot of times we wanted to be right, but this time all three of us don't mind it being wrong, I guess. So we're not close. We're not even close. That's one aspect of it. But it was just beautiful to watch. The way Ishan paced his innings after the first 5 overs was just phenomenal. Kind of shots he played, taking on bowlers consistently and throughout his innings. And the beauty about the 200 was the strike rate at which he scored. At 160 to score a double hundred is a special effort, and credit to him. I think he batted beautifully throughout his innings, and the last 100 just coming off 41 balls says a lot, I guess. And that's the skill, and that's why he's been picked at by Mumbai Indians for such a high price, and he's somebody who's definitely going to deliver. He's solid, and this in many ways puts the cat amongst the pigeons when it comes to the openers.
That's going to be a big one. We'll talk about that in a moment, but just let's celebrate the innings. We talked about it. It came on the stroke of Cricbuzz Combox. Couldn't have been better timed for us. But yeah, that second 100 of 41 balls, the first 50 really was a normal innings. The next 150 was an Ishan Kishan special.
Absolutely. It goes from 36 balls to 25 balls to 17 balls and then goes up to 25 balls. The strike rate and the consistency of that strike rate is absolutely amazing. And if you remember, even those 24 balls, he took probably a couple of extra balls because Virat Kohli started celebrating too early. He thought the ball was going to the boundary. And they ran a 1 instead of what would have been a 2. But it's just, it's exactly that. The kind of hitting that you have, you see that for 50 odd runs, it's good. He batted at a strike rate which is amazing for 150 runs. And that is amazing, to consistently keep hitting, not miss hitting, consistently miss the fielders. And it's not that he was dropped in the outfield 2-3 times and he managed to keep hitting consistently for 150 runs over 80-90 odd balls, and that is something that you rarely see. And it's not the easiest of pitches. You saw batsmen come in after that. The only 2 batsmen who made the pitch look really easy were himself and of course Virat Kohli, who picked up from where he dropped off. But otherwise it's not as if this was a featherbed of a pitch either. It was a decent pitch to bat on, but it's not a completely absolute flat track.
Yeah, the technique and everything else was there for everyone to watch, but to try and get inside the mind of Ishan Kishan, we are fortunate to have another aggressive wicketkeeper batsman with us who knows Ishan Kishan well. DK, how does Ishan Kishan's mind function? Because you could see when he got going, it was not that he was necessarily taking risks, but he wasn't going to change gears. Once he was in 5th gear, that's where the car was going to be.
Yes, an absolutely selfless innings. And I say that because even when he was closing in on landmarks, he was still trying to hit those boundaries. And that's a very, very important aspect of Indian batting right now, to be very selfless, see what the team requires and keep pushing the bar and not be pigeonholed into thinking what the average score is or what the general score in these grounds are, but keep pushing the meter. And I think that's what he did really well. The 2 shots that stand out to me were the pickup pulls and pulls of fast bowlers and the use of the sweep against the spinners. In one-day cricket, in the middle overs, because you have an extra fielder, if you have sweep as an option, it becomes a high-scoring shot a lot of the times. And that is something that we need to embrace. And the fact that he was able to play the field was mainly because of this ability to sweep the ball behind square and in front of square. And that's what got him most of the runs and put both the spinners in a bit of a mix, so to say. They were finding it hard to bowl to him because if you bowled outside the off stump, he was obviously going over the offside. The moment you came onto the stumps, he was able to hit you behind square and in front of square. And that was a really high-paying shot before he took on those 10 sixes as well.